Keke Palmer is a masterclass on what I call high functioning survival mode. I just got done listening to her TED Talk, and she beautifully encapsulates what it looks like to start in high functioning survival mode and to progress through the different phases of it. One of the common things that locks people into high functioning survival mode is complex PTSD. I created a graphic to explain it, primarily for high functioning, high masking women. It starts in childhood and becoming the parentified child. And in Kiki's case, she became the parentified child because, as she puts it in her own words,
by the time I landed my own TV show, I was undoubtedly the breadwinner, and my job was just that. Performing was the safest way for me to be free.
She also talked about how she had to create a mask to essentially lock herself into performance. Eventually, that mask, that character, started to fuse with her identity, and she was constantly performing throughout life.
As the years flew by, I didn't just perform on stage. I started performing off it too. I began designing a character to survive my life.
That is what I call the high functioning survival mode loop. The loop is your nervous system gets locked into high functioning survival mode, which makes you feel as though the only way to get safety and stability is through overworking and constant performance. Because you feel that way, resting and sitting still feels unsafe to your body. It reminds you that if we don't keep going, we're going to go back to where we're coming from. And so when you rest, you panic, you feel unsafe, you don't know what to do because it feels so unnatural to you. So you go back to overworking and the loop continues. The thing with that is it keeps your nervous system in high operation. So you're pushing yourself to the limit. I mentioned earlier that Keke is going through the different phases of high functioning survival mode. Keke is in the in-between. She was functioning for so long in high functioning survival mode, and she met a decision point.
But the pattern finally broke when I held my son and told him to rest. That was a small moment, but it ended something old, something that had been running for generations.
The decision point forces us to, exactly as it's named, make a decision. We can either stay in the loop or get out of it. Keke has chosen to get out of it. And to do so, you have to first acknowledge that you're in it. And then you have to understand the ways in which your nervous system has been shaped by survival mode and how that shows up in all areas of your life. And Keke talks through this in her talk.
I built an entire way of moving through the world around staying alert, staying useful, staying on. A billboard for hyperfunctioning. That survival can be so effective you don't realize when it's no longer needed in your life.
Stay tuned for part 2 where I talk about what we can actually do to get out of it. I'm currently doing research on this. Over 1,000 women across 29 countries have participated in my research. I'm analyzing the data right now, and I will be sharing it in a white paper. I would love to connect with Keke Palmer on this. She is like the perfect spokesperson for high functioning survival mode because she herself understands it and is able to articulate it so well.